Dayo, in closing,
Yeah.
I just really feel like every time this dialogue continues, you feel like we're peeling back an onion of something that's, it's really special. The more we get behind the
More
layers,
layers,
the
yeah,
more you hear,
exactly.
the more they see and understand, who you are as an artist. But I'd like if you could leave us with activism and the responsibility of the artists and the collectors moving forward if we are going to continue to really see the potential of what this community has produced in artists like yourself and many others. What would you say if you could do a wish list? One wish list for the collector, one wish list for the artist.
That's why. Thank you, and Andre for that. If I have to pick a wish list, it's quite simple. Time has proven that there will always be artists. That's a given. There will always be a new, just like you referred to as an onion. We are just like a bud. And as you open this, open that, there's to be more inside generating through time and through time and through time. The unfortunate thing that will then happen is that we have all this generation over generation of creative minds that are neglected and are not, their creativity is now collated and put together as an archive. Is one thing to have the few collector base, and I say few, because if you understand how big Chicago is, if you understand how big the people who love visual art is at large, you will know that we've not even touched probably 1% of those who otherwise could have been around our work to view it, to understand it, or even own it. So I think what we're hoping for, what I'm hoping for personally, is that I will always paint as long as I'm healthy enough to paint, or healthy enough mentally to reason. As long as I can reason, I could create with anything. Even if I'm locked in a box, if I'm still breathing, I'll be able to scratch something or do something on the box, and which will be whatever it looks like is some creativity. But what you would then hope is that while doing this, that your time and the effort you've put into creating will be in vain if it's not collated. So, in other words, what I'm really hoping for is that just like my brother here has been putting this together, while we're all gone 50, 100 years, that information is put together, which of course is a creativity on its own, it's a work of art. But through his creativity, what you are recording then, at some point, time unknown ahead, whether whether soon or later, a theorist or someone will see it enough to readdress what we are doing now. But my hope is that we don't have to wait that long. We still have this institution. Sometimes you just need new minds to be around around an institution that has existed for a while, for things to be seen in a different way. So I'm hoping a place like Dusabo, Southside Community Art Center, some of our galleries will then look beyond just exhibition. They look into video recording, visit the artists, hear their story, which is the time you've given to just do this. I do it with few of my collectors. Some of them will even come with notepads. I have the few that will come 2-3 times before they even make a purchase. And I can relate. Because I don't want them to buy my work and think they're buying it because they have a drake or carpet or sofa to match. I've felt angry over that before when people will say, oh yeah, you have the color. And I said, you're not buying this for color, are you? So you have a drake. I said, I'm so sorry. I could recommend few places you could go to pick art for that. They advertising one within the last week now that they sell for $20 in Holbrook. Those are those are artwork that are made for as a decorative art, but these are works that are based on people's emotion and based on your story and our experience. You dare not buy for that. We have serious people buying it. They don't even hang it on the wall yet. I have few collectors who have it under the bed on their storage, and once in a while they pull it out, pour themselves a nice cocoa cognac, just like you read magazine and look at the work and say, this is a Geisha art. This is an Atkins. You know what's going on? That brother's mind, man, that's terrible. You touch the issue. That's what this is about. So my hope is in the nearest future there should be more publication. There should be people publishing works in volumes. Because within this career, within this group of artists that you'll be visiting and folks will get to hear or see or know about, there are isms. Whether they went to college to study art or they are self-taught is not the point. The point is they have an idea in them which is relevant to our story as black people. Just as Maya Angelou's work, Chinua Achebe's work, Wale Soyinka's work, Baldwin's work are valid to our story. Just as Alvin Ailey's dance, Muntu dance is valid to our story. Why are we going to then think that visual arts, which is part of our story, is just decorative? And I really give a